My name's Angela Rees. I graduated TE in 2024, and I'm currently working as a civil engineer, I guess specifically a water engineer in Philadelphia. So I graduated undergrad in 2020 from the University of Pittsburgh with a degree in civil engineering, and immediately I came out and worked a pretty standard civil engineering job. I just felt like really stuck. I wasn't sure if this was the path I always wanted to be on. It just felt like I wanted to do something more. So I ended up quitting my job, and I had the opportunity to move to Arizona with a couple friends. So I started working as a plumber because I wanted to get just like really hands-on experience in water. And then after doing that for a couple of years, I was still craving that like problem solving from engineering, and just felt like I could be doing a lot more. I love to learn, I love being in school, and I found this program, and I just thought it was really cool that it was an engineering master's, but it was super focused on innovation and doing a product that you want to do, pursuing something that you're interested in, and pursuing your own passion. It's really shifted my career. It's really changed how I think about things. I feel like it really put me in the driver's seat with what I wanted to do. It's been a really good experience for me. I think my whole undergrad experience was focused on engineering, so it was really based on the technical side. I never looked at the marketing side. I never thought about the stakeholders. While I was a student in the TE program, I had 2 internships that were both in marketing, so it was just really cool to have that experience. I didn't even think that civil engineering could be that innovative. I kind of just thought it was this manual on how they've been doing things for years, and that's kind of what you need to follow. But I think coming out of the TE program, it's really opened my eyes to all the different innovations that are happening in the water industry. It really let me focus on, okay, what are the people in these spaces doing to solve these problems? And sometimes I feel kind of silly talking about it because I went into the program being like, I don't think I want to be a civil engineer anymore, and then I came out as a civil engineer still. But I do think that the job I have now, I wouldn't have been able to get before the program, because I think that focus that I've had on innovation, on creativity, on that side of engineering, that's what I found in the job I have now. You kind of need to like be on the hunt for it, or kind of know what you're looking for to find something like that. In civil engineering, it was just like going to these lectures, taking exams, kind of the basic college experience of what you expect, but this master's program was totally different. The first day, I think our whole class like worked together to solve a puzzle. And after that, every day we'd be doing something where we're getting up, we're moving around the classroom, we're working with prototyping materials, we're taking field trips, we're having speakers come in. Like, it was just very different from that test taking. I mean, there were like 2 tests throughout the year, but for the most part, everything's project-based, everything's collaborative. Throughout the year, you end up working with all the different students in your cohort on different projects, so that's a really cool way to collaborate, learn about different people's styles, see how people approach problems differently, and you're really never on your own throughout it all. Even when you're working on your own product or your own venture, the whole time you have people in these different fields to bounce questions off of. So like, for example, when I was working on my product and venture, I was pretty comfortable with the engineering side, but I had friends in the classroom who were doing finance, and they could help me put the financials together. And there were people who were doing marketing, and they'd help you come up with a marketing plan. So I think one of the greatest tools in TE is really the people who are in the classroom. I think TE puts a really big emphasis on looking at a product's life from beginning to end. That's something I've carried throughout my career, so I'm thinking about the stakeholders going in. Who are we designing this for? Who are the benefactors? Who's this going to affect? Are there going to be any bad effects to anyone? Down the line, you're thinking about maintenance, you're thinking about upkeep, the sustainability, if it's going to be worth the investment that you're putting in, and what your future plan is. Are there going to be things that are better down the line where you'd be able to improve upon it, and making sure that you could do stuff like that? I think it just makes me look at the lifespan of things a lot more and just think through a lot more problems. I think I didn't expect to become so close with the cohort, because you hear a lot about, you know, people going to grad school and everybody's in different phases of life. You don't expect it to be like an undergrad experience. The master's program, like I said, was so focused on collaboration, on working with the people in your cohort, on learning about what they're doing, giving them feedback on their products, getting feedback on your products. It just makes you become really close with each other. It forms like really strong connections and bonds and a really good network. The word I'm going to use is balance. I think that when coming up with a product and venture, that's the example that Professor Lehman likes to use a lot. You really need to think about the balance between the two and creating that. I think that's like a really recurring theme throughout the whole program. I think the TE program is really perfect for students who are passionate. You know, you come out with your degree and you look at the job market, and there's so much that you could be doing, but at the end of the day, it's hard to find a job that fits your interests, your talents, your skills, but also I think a lot of people in the program really wanted to make a bigger impact on the world than like a standard 9-to-5 job, and I think that's something that you can really achieve in the TE program. You know, we go in and we do these ventures, and you might be focused on doing a certain product, like I was focused on a stormwater product, but I could see myself applying what I learned to any kind of product that I come up with down the line, any kind of like side passion project, even if it's not what your degree is or what you work on in the TE program, like the skills that you learn are applicable to anything that you want to do in your future. So compared to an MBA, I guess you're learning similar business skills, but this one just definitely gives you a lot more freedom and a lot more power to choose what you're focusing your time on. It's just been a really transformative program for me. I think, like I said, with a lot of master's program, you kind of have the set curriculum of what you're doing. It's very standardized, and this program felt like you were really in control of what you would be learning. I also love that it was totally based off of you're gonna get out what you put into it. There are so many opportunities throughout the year to go to different conferences, to pitch your idea for fundraising. It really puts you in the driver's seat with your future, which is something that I hadn't really got to experience in undergrad or even just in the workforce. You don't really have those opportunities the way you do here. TE has been really great for my career. I feel like it was the best use of a year. It's so jam-packed with things, and to be able to get a whole master's degree in 1 year, it was just really cool to see what we could accomplish.